Hello, this is the second video on data interpretation. In this video, we will do another data set which appeared in SBI PO exam 2013. So here is the data. A number of players in 3 different games in 5 different schools. So there are 3 different games, as one is hockey, basketball, kho, and there are 5 schools. And we have asked some questions on this data. So let's look at questions. In which school is the number of players participating in hockey and basketball together the second highest? So in which school the sum of players in hockey and basketball is the second highest? For solving this kind of question, I'll tell you a trick. First, I will tell you what is the traditional method or what is the conventional method to solve this kind of questions. The conventional method is, first I look on the this is the bar for hockey, and this is for the basketball, right? So what I'll do is I'll just find out the number of hockey players in school 1, and I will find out the number of basketball players in school 1. Then I will add those numbers. Let's say here it is 70 and it is 45, so I will add 70 plus 45, that will give me 100, that will give me 115. Like if we have to find out, let's say average, let's say this is a bar chart, and we have to find out average of, I'll do this in brown or red, this is maroon, right? So yeah, let's say this is 50 and this is 100, and now I have to calculate the average of these two. So what I can do is I can draw a line, up there here, and from this line I can use my ruler, like I told you in previous videos, also bring a ruler to the exam, and then I say that this is the distance, and if I cut this distance in half, then this will be my average. I'll just see here what is the number. The number would be 75, and I need not calculate it mathematically. I'll just place my ruler here, just cut this down and find the midpoint. If let's say this is 3 centimeter on ruler, so I'll say that on 1.5 centimeter I'll mark this point, and I can see where the point is lying, and I can know what is the average of these two bars. So here we will use this concept to solve these kind of questions. We were asked to find out the max number of players in hockey and basketball. If the average is high, then obviously if the average is high, then the total number will also be high, because total is nothing but the twice the average, because the average here would be 115 divided by 2. So if I'll ask you the total number, then you can simply multiply it by 2. So if this is high, then this number also will be high, right? So what we will do is we need to find out the average of we'll take the average of hockey and basketball. This is somewhere at 45, and this is somewhere at 70, right? So the average will be I change the brush. The average will be 70 into 45. So we will just take this is if let's say this is 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, we will mark somewhere here. We'll say this is the average of this, and in this we will draw a line, and we will say that this is something, and we will mark in the halfway, somewhere in the halfway. We need not to be exact, because we have to compare relatively. We need not to find what number this average is lying. So here also I'll mark this, and here this is here, and here I'll mark this somewhere. So now I can easily say that either this has a maximum number or this bar has a maximum number. So for these two bars we can compare, we can compare these two, whether this average is higher or this average is higher. Till now we haven't calculated anything. Now to calculate this, we can take a line, or if we have a ruler, because this is not pen and paper, so I am doing this in paint. So I'll find out where it is. So this line is above this, and for this, I will compare this with this line, with the line of school 2. So this is also marginally up from school 2. So I can see that the average would also be higher for school 5. So because school 5's bar, first bar, is also above the higher bar of school 2, and the lower bar of school 5 is also above, marginally above the school 2 lower bar. So I'll say that the first is with number of players participating, so I'll say that school 5 would be the right answer. You can if you use this method on paper, it will take maximum 20-30 seconds, because you can visualize it. You can visualize where the point is lying. You can visualize all these points. For comparing these 2 points, you can just put your ruler here and mark that this is 81 or this is 80. This is very easy to do in exam also. So you need not just add all this. This will take a lot of time. So yeah, so use this trick. This is really very helpful. Second question: the number of players participating in Kho from school 4 is what percent of the number of players participating in hockey from school 2? So Kho school 4, hockey school 2. Kho, let me clean this up. Kho school 4 and hockey school 2. So this is hockey for school 2 and this is Kho. Now we have to find out a ratio, right? So here also what we can do is we can, if you can see directly, then it's good. If you cannot see, then you can just use a ruler. It's around somewhere here and here. So it's around 3.5 by 8. The ratio will be, it's asking us the in percentage terms, so the ratio will be 3, let me change the brush. It will be 3.5 by 8, because that is 35 upon 80. Now as I told you to remember fractions, 1 by 8 is 12.5%. Now we have to calculate 3.5 by 8, so we just need to multiply 3.5 into 12.5%. And in earlier video also I told you, always look at how can you divide these percentages, how can you divide this multiplication, sorry. So if you multiply in 3, if you multiply like 3 into 12, and then you can multiply 0.5 into 12, so this will give me 36 and this will give me 6. So in this we are also not sure whether it's 35 or something, because I just roughly marked it at 35. It's somewhere below. You can check it with a ruler definitely, because here I cannot do this properly because of paper constraint. So the idea is, you just, if you got the ratio 3.5 by 8, you know the 1 by 8 is 12.5%, whether it's 3.4 or something, you just multiply like this. This will give you 36 and this will give you 6. 36 plus 6 is 42. So we could have an answer like 42 if you can check it. I may be wrong in this. I may be wrong in estimating whether it's 33 or 4, because this line is a bit wider. So the idea is, use multiplication, never go for 35 by 80 and then divide it and then calculate the percentage. You know 1 by 8, you know 12.5, 12.5 into 3.5, you just do the 12 into 3, you know 12 into 3 is 36, and 0.5 into 2, 12 is 6, just add it up. So do multiplication mentally. Now 25% of the number of players participating in hockey from school 5 are females. What is the number of hockey players who are males in school 5? So if 25% are females, then that means that 75% are males. So we have to calculate 75% of the total number of hockey. So the total number of hockey players from school 5 is, sorry, so the total number of hockey players from school 5 is around 36 or 37, and we need to find out 75%, and 75 for 75% there is fraction. We can use the fraction as 3 by 4, so it's 3 by 4 into 36 will give you 9. 9 into 3 is 27. So you can use these fractions. So what is the total number of players participating in hockey from all the 5 schools together? So you need to just use the ruler 70 plus 80, 150, and then just do this for 5 schools and add those up. This is very easy. Let's look at another question. What is the ratio of the number of players participating in basketball from school 1 to the number of players participating in Kho from school 3? So basketball from school 1, basketball is this from school 1, that is 35, that is around 45, and basketball from school 1 is around 4.5, and Kho from school 3 this is around 50. Our ratio is 45 divided by 50, so this is 9 by 10. Now we have no ratio which is 9 by 10. So what we can do is we can see in fractions that from 9 to 10, this is jumping from at least 10%, 10 or 11%. 10 or 11% of what? 10 or 11% of 9, because 10% of 9 is 0.9. We can simply divide the number by 10 to get the 10% of it. So if I add 9 plus 0.9, that will be lesser than 10. So if so this is a jump of 10 to, that's why I've told you, 11%. Now in the ratios also, in the options also, we can say that where is the jump, we can assess the jump from 5 to 7. It is around 40%, because 10% of 5 is 0.5, and if I multiply it by 4, then it will be 2, and 5 to 7, that is a jump of 40%. Here 7 to 9, that is also a jump of around 30%. From 7 to 8, the jump is around 11-12%. So this might be our answer. From 9 to 7, this is decreasing, this must be increasing, right? From 9 to 10. From 5 to 8, this is a jump of around 60%. So this cannot be our answer. So this is very close to our answer, because why they didn't give us 9 by 10? Because here these things are not in absolute term, because we have just estimated it like 30, 45 and 50, because it is not exactly 50 and it is not exactly 45, sorry. So this is not exactly 45 and this is not exactly 50. So but more or less we found out how to get a ratio. What are the takeaways from this video lesson? From the first question, in the first question, participating in hockey together, the second highest, we used again the visual approach. This we have also done in the first video. Yeah, so visually analyze and mark, and with the help of ruler you can mark with the help of ruler or your site. You can just know where the point is lying, what is the average, right? We knew that the average is somewhere here, and from this bar is here, and we just compare these two, this and this, school 2 and school 5. So visual and the number of players participating in Kho. Here we use fractions, here also we use fractions. So use of fraction in calculating percentages is this is very important, and you can watch my video on the short tricks on percentages and cover this topic, because there are 3 takeaways. First is visual, and this was getting average, by marking with ruler, in bar charts. So this is very useful in bar charts. You can just mark and you get the average. Second is same as our previous video, that was use of fractions in calculating percentages, break the and use smart methods of multiplication also. And third thing which we used was percentage jump in fraction, percent jump, to find out the answer in fractions. So in the next video we will take up another data set of SBIPO 2013, and we will find some nice tricks to solve this also. Thank you.